Have you ever thought about the before and after of K-pop Demon Hunter characters? The Huntress and the Saja Boys went through some pretty heavy changes that made them even more memorable, and you won't believe how some of them are way different now. So, wanna see the clearly versions of each one of them? So let's get going because you don't wanna miss that. Hey beautiful people, I'm Julie, and did you know that the Huntress outfits that we see in the movie weren't originally made for the story? That's right, they were originally only for the awards. In this image you're seeing right now, they are winning the 2017 Idols Awards. Those super stylish black outfits were actually the early version of the ones we see them fighting to Saja Boys on the reality show. Now in 2018, their outfits is the same one we see at the beginning of the movie during the song How It's Done. In 2019, they were wearing those iconic clothes from the clip Golden, and later take down two of the most remarkable performances for them. The 2021 is the same one we see in the end of the movie, when the Huntress defeat the Saja Boys. Now the 2021 one is the most unusual of them all. It never made to the final cut, and for me, the reason for that is because it is the most plain and boring one. I don't know, the colors aren't as vibrant as the previous ones. It lacked something, but still, it's funny to notice how each cloth has its own trajectory, almost if it was like a background character following the Huntress throughout the years. And between you and me, it's way better to see those outfits like we saw in the movie than just for a brief moment on the awards, right? At the scene close to the end of the movie, where we see Rumi struggling with her demon side, the concept idea was to bring a bigger suffering for Rumi, something more painful, as you're seeing right now. Besides that, her patterns wouldn't be so subtle, they would be thicker and shinier, as if they were branded on her skin, making it clear that something dark was corrupting her essence. And in this part, Rumi would be more aggressive due to this repressed pain, exploding in rage and brutality, like if someone who struggles to keep it together now can let her wild side free. Some artists took the chance to draw some loose scenes that could happen in the movie. In the first image, we see Jinu on top of what seems to be a Selenium gate, a traditional Korean gate found in Buddhist temples. But the structure of this place has a demonic vibe, as if it was swallowed by a supernatural presence, an HP Lovecraft vibe, like if something bigger and unexplainable was going on, more like an illusion than a real place. Maybe the demons of this place once conquered part of Seo. In this second image, Rumi appears with a long braid, but her hair is grayer than her usual purple. Mira and Zoey, on the other hand, had natural dark hair, as most Asian people in real life do. Zoey had a short and loose hair, while Mira had the same long hair but without any crazy hairstyle. The choice of making those two have dark hair is exactly to show the difference between their hair and Rumi's hair, both because she's the leader of the group and to show that something was different about her, something that didn't make to the final version as Mira has pink hair in it. Now, in this third image, we see Rumi behind the honeymoon, and for those who saw my video about deleted scenes, you know that this is the exact moment when she finds out that Celine killed her mother, and would be the one of the most impactful moments for the character. Her outfit here reminds me of the one she wears at Golden, but showing a little bit more of skin, like her neckline and her legs. In the final version, the blue tiger called Derpy ended up being a cute and friendly animal who served as Jinu's mailman delivering letters to Rumi. But in the original concept, they had a pretty different idea. The blue tiger would be a demon ally of Jinu, which enhances his threatening demonic aura, and not his cute silly boy aura we got. that. But the final version of him is way better than this one. And if you also agree with me, write it down in the comments. Derpy is now better because, and let your autocorrect finish the sentence. Let's see how this goes. Now, in this next image, we see what seems to be Guima sucking Rumi's soul. And the thing that most caught my attention is her soul, calm, almost sad, unlike the real Rumi, who's in constant conflict with herself. This difference may present two things: the pain of repressing her demon side that is trying to break free from her, or the purity of her human essence, showing that despite everything, Rumi still keeps her humanity, despite being half demon. But sure, I could be just tripping and seeing more than what actually is, right? What do you guys think? Do you think that my interpretation makes sense, or was Guima just there to scare her? Tell me in the comments. Now, in this other scene, Rumi appears in front of a mirror, and her reflex shows her demon side that is trying to manifest itself. We can feel the weight of her effort here, of holding herself back each second to not be taken by this and reveal to her friends and to the world who she truly is. And dude, this idea reminds me a lot of that scene of Resident Evil 3 remake from Jill looking in the mirror and seeing herself as a zombie, since Raccoon City was completely taken by the Umbrella zombies. It's that thing of, will I lose control of who I am and become something I'm not? Or maybe I'm just addicted to Resident Evil, who knows? Did you know that one of the first ideas was that Jinu was a humanized demon, with traits that brought him closer to the real person, while the other Saja Boys were completely different, weird, distorted creatures. And dude, here they remind me a lot of Trevor Henderson's creatures. He was famous for creating bizarre and creepy creatures like Siren Head and Cartoon Cat. This visual difference between their styles would point out Jinu as someone unique to the group, almost like if he was a contrast to the rest of the members. I must say that this idea makes the movie darker, almost like a psychological horror rather than visual discomfort. So what you guys think about that? Do you think that this would work better than the final version did? For me, that would only increase the age rating for the movie. But after the team discarded that idea of the demons being Jinu's weird and bizarre creatures, they started to develop the original designs for the Saja Boys. In the beginning, baby Saja was meant to be cuter and more childish. He would have pink and aqua green hair, always followed by accessories that reinforces his sweet vibe. His hairstyle was the same one as the final version, but his outfit was really different. Pastel colored clothes with a happy tone. Remind a lot of kids clothing, really, with an innocent vibe. And sure, the lollipop was already there with baby, which ended up being his trademark. Now, Mystery Saja had a totally different concept than his final version. He wore modern adult clothes in darker shades, with some eye-catching details that gave the idea of sophistication. His hair was the same color, but his bangs would cover only one of his eyes, leaving the other one to show. And look, personally, this would kill his mysterious vibe, but would still raise the question about how the other half of his sides look like. But what really left me flabbergasted was the initial design of the Saja Boys, and that isn't a good thing. Look at these images. It looked like they were ready to hop on a pole dance and work at some brothel, because their design looks straight up like it was ripped from an adult animation rather than a movie made for all ages. I'm sorry, but that was the impression they gave me. I couldn't think about something else. And dude, was it just me, or that red jacket with the black pants and chest completely exposed reminds a lot of Dante from Devil May Cry 3? The inspiration might not be him directly, but the similarities are there. Now, being serious for once, in the first two images, we clearly see their dominant colors are black and red, reinforcing their hidden demonic personalities. Besides that, the traditional hair from Jishan Chaja were present, which clearly shows that they had the intention of keeping his cultural link. Now, in the last images, we can notice that Guima, or his influence, would be represented as a vibrant pink magenta color, creating a contrast between their human version versions we saw before and their demon versions. But for you guys, was this early concept of the Saja Boys too much, or is it just me? Hasta la vista!